and welcome to Tuesday Talks, brought to you by General Practice Solutions. I'm your host Jenny, and each week we explore topics that help primary care organisations streamline their operations and ensure compliance. Today we're talking about a critical area of workforce management, DBS checks and professional vetting. Ensuring that your team members are fully vetted and compliant is essential, but it can also be a time-consuming task. Joining me to discuss how General Practice Solutions support practices and PCNs in managing these processes is Molly. Molly, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Jenny. It's a pleasure to be here.
So to kick things off, Molly, can you explain why having a professional vetting process in place is so vital for primary care organisations?
Absolutely. So in primary care, safety is paramount, and the team you employ plays a direct role in delivering safe patient care. So by law, practices need to carry out thorough vetting, including DBS checks. So to ensure their staff are suitable for the roles that they're taking on. Without this, practices are at risk of failing compliance standards and jeopardising patient safety. So not only is it a legal requirement, but it also protects the reputation of the organisation and, most importantly, the people who rely on care.
So it sounds like the stakes are high. In your experience, what challenges do primary care organisations face when trying to manage this process internally?
So one of the biggest issues is the sheer amount of admin involved. So coordinating checks, chasing documentation, tracking process, and ensuring everything is compliant can be overwhelming for already busy teams. Also, each role within primary care does have different vetting requirements. So, for example, a clinician's DBS check might require a different level than an admin staff member or a volunteer. So keeping all that straight can be a challenge without a dedicated system in place.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how does General Practice Solutions step in to support organisations in managing DBS checks and professional vetting?
So we can step in and manage the entire process from start to finish. We'll handle the DBS applications, review ID documents, confirm right to work statuses, and validate professional registrations for clinicians like doctors, nurses and allied health professionals. Our team works directly with candidates to ensure all paperwork is completed accurately and efficiently, reducing the workload on practice staff. Additionally, we do keep a digital record of everything, making it easy to reference if needed for audits, inspections or ongoing compliance checks.
That sounds like a huge time saver. What are the key benefits that practices typically see when they outsource their DBS checks and vetting processes to you?
So practices can often see a significant reduction in administrative burdens, which allows their internal team to focus more on patient care and clinical activities. They can also experience faster turnaround times because we handle everything in real life time. Importantly, the consistency in how we vet candidates help ensure compliance across the board. In addition, by outsourcing, practices can be confident that the checks are done right the first time, reducing the likelihood of mistakes that could lead to compliance issues.
For organisations that are hesitant about handing over such important processes, what would you say to reassure them?
So I completely understand that there may be some hesitations. What I would say is that we're not just a third-party service. We work as an extension of your current team. So we follow your practice's specific needs and we're well versed in the rules and regulations governing DBS checks and professional vetting. Our team is highly experienced and we're fully transparent throughout the process. You're always in control and we ensure everything is compliant with the highest standards of data protection and governance.
That's really reassuring to hear. For practices considering using your services, what does the process look like from start to finish?
So it is a pretty simple process. We start with an initial consultation to understand your exact needs and the roles you're recruiting for. From there, we set up a workflow tailored to your organisation. We'll manage DBS checks, professional registrations and right to work confirmations. All you'll need to do is confirm when a new staff member is joining and share any necessary documentation. We will then handle all of the rest, providing regular updates and a clear audit trail so you always know where things stand.
And finally, Molly, how would a primary care organisation know it's time to seek professional support with DBS checks? What are their key warning signs?
So if their current process is slow, inconsistent or causing bottlenecks in recruitment, that is a clear sign. Another red flag is if staff members are starting work before their checks are fully completed, or if there's a lack of clarity around who is responsible for managing the vetting process. Also, if your practice is struggling to maintain an up-to-date record of staff vetting for inspections or audits, it's definitely time to consider outsourcing.
Thank you so much, Molly. That's been really helpful. So if you want to learn more about General Practice Solutions, DBS checks and professional vetting services, visit www.generalpracticesolutions.net, call 020 8865 1942 or email inquiries@generalpracticesolutions.net. We'll be back next week with more useful insights on Tuesday Talks. Thanks for tuning in.